Respected Mr. President, on 1st August 1947, Lee's Gilgit Agency was returned back by Britishers to Maharaja Kashmir, and it was merged with Ladakh Wazarat. Baltistan was already part of it, and a new province, Northern Area Territory province, having 65,000 square miles or 75% of total area of Jammu and Kashmir. On 22nd October 1947, after tribal invasion from tribal agency of Pakistan via Muzaffarabad in Kashmir Valley, Maharaja Kashmir did provisional accession of his state with India to get help to repulse tribal lashkars, and case went to UN. Pakistani rulers already bifurcated Gilgit-Baltistan and POK in 1949. What India has done now by declaring Ladakh as its union territory. Likewise, state subject rule, which is in fact 35A of Article 370, was abrogated in 1974 by Pakistani rulers in Gilgit-Baltistan, whereas India has done now by considering J&K as its constitutional part. We demand that if Government of Pakistan considers Jammu and Kashmir as disputed territory, then it must restore state subject rule in Gilgit-Baltistan.
Mr. Vice President, I would like to bring the Council's attention to the ongoing enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings in Sindh. Pakistani agencies continue to use enforced disappearances of Sindhi political human rights activists to silence the voice of Sindhi people for their political, economic, and human rights. Since February 2017, more than 300 disappearances have occurred, including young activists such as Akib Chandio, Shabir Kaloro, Basit Kaloro, Ayub Kandro, Kashif Tagar, Shahid Jonejo, Insaf Dayo, and others. The extrajudicial killings are another key human rights violation that the government refuses to address. Often activists are forcibly taken, held for extended periods, and subsequently killed. Failure to discipline and prosecute the perpetrators has led to a culture whereby agencies can act within the impunity. We Sindhis have been raising this issue with the Council since the start of these atrocities, but no action has been taken to date. On behalf of all those families of the disappeared, I urge the Council to take action to protect the rights of Sindhi people. The use of enforced disappearance must end, and the perpetrators must be brought to justice, holding the Pakistani government accountable. Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Although Balochistan's strategy cannot be told in 1.5 minutes, let me tell you my own story. I'm Karima Baloch. I was born in a Skripi village on Pakistan-Iran border, where as kids we had to invent our own toys to play. I eventually became the first woman to lead the largest student-cum political group in Balochistan, the BSO. I also appeared on BBC's 2016 list of top 100 women. I owe it partly to my uncle Nur Ahmad, the teacher, as he is affectionately known in our village. For this crime, he paid with his life. On July 28, 2016, soon after I had fled to Canada, Pakistan's paramilitary whisked him away in front of dozens of witnesses to coerce me into surrendering my politics, but I didn't, and they killed him. He didn't die alone. His mother died with him. She had abandoned all the luxuries of life that his son could not avail on in army torture chambers. For example, she refused to use the fan even during Balochistan blistering summer because of her son was supposedly without one. After Nur Ahmad's tortured body was found, my grandmother stopped living at all. She starved herself to death in 2 long months. It is not a peculiar story in Balochistan. Hundreds of such stories of kill and dump victims have been documented by human rights groups. I do not know whether you believe my story.
Thank you, and I give you the floor to the distinguished representative of International Humanist and Ethics.